This one is a complicated one. Will you pray with and for me? You who are, bless our speaking and our hearing. Open our minds, our hearts, our spirits to your wisdom, your grace, your love. And may we not only hear, but do. In all your names. Amen.
Amen.
Love. So, on this fourth Sunday of Advent, the fourth Sunday of those 4 Sundays leading up to Christmas, it's the last Sunday before Christmas, we focus on love. And I have 15 minutes, more or less, to talk about this vast and important topic. Okay, here we go. I'll do my best. You know, in English, we have really only one word for love. Other languages have more than one word because there's more than one kind of love. There's many kinds of love. There's the love of parents for their children, the love of country, the love of siblings for one another, the love between friends, the love for God, the love from God, the love of other human beings in general, the love of our neighbors whom we know but maybe not well, the love of our creature companions, and never doubt that our dogs and cats and horses and other animal companions love, and our love for them. The love between partners and spouses, and all the complications thereof. So many kinds and variations of love, but only one word for it in English. But the common thread in all those forms of love is, as I told Colin, mutuality. Love is given, love is received. However you define love, it is shared. For any of those relationships to work properly, to work well, to be healthy, love must be mutual. At least, ideally, right? Ideally, love is mutual. Love goes both ways. Both parties, or all parties, love each other. We love our neighbors, they love us, we love our country protects us and holds our rights, we love our dog or cat or parrot, and they are our loyal companion, showing it in whatever way is appropriate for their species, curling up with us or doing tricks or whatever. We who have children, whether biological or born of love, we love them, they love us, even though when it's children they often can't show it until they're a bit older. But sometimes the love does go just one way, and that's when problems arise, right? When parents love children who don't love them, or vice versa, spoiled children or abusive parents, unrequited romantic love, one of the most painful places for the heart to be, and I'm willing to bet most, if not all of us, have been in that place at some point in our lives. To love someone who doesn't even know we love them, or who simply doesn't or can't love us back for whatever reason, that hurts so much. To live in a country that doesn't show us love, caring, by protecting you and giving you the same rights as every other inhabitant. How some of us know what that's like, don't we? Mutuality in love. Shared caring. A balance of love. And this is what Mary is talking about. An equilibrium. The hungry knowing what it is like to be full. The oppressed experiencing justice. The prisoner released into freedom. A balance at last. Mercy and justice born on the earth. It doesn't just happen. There are no magic wands here. The world, as we have been hearing for the last month during Advent, the world will be turned upside down. John the Baptist talked about it. The rulers will tumble down, the lowly will be lifted up, the marginalized brought to the center, the imprisoned will know true justice, and freedom, the empty, will be filled. Those who have more than enough will be empty, the hungry will be stuffed full. Love, the mutual love of God and humans, will have its own way. No, it's not easy. It never is when you're working against the habits and customs and rules of generations. But that doesn't mean that we give up or just take on the easy tasks or decide change shouldn't or can't come or it's too soon or just, if all that were true, if it were too hard or we could just give up, slavery would still be legal. Women still wouldn't be able to vote. There would be no same-gender marriage. Jim Crow would be legal. And the government would not have to provide competent legal counsel for those who cannot afford it. The public defender system, mandated by the U.S. Supreme Court decision in Gideon versus Wainwright, one of the most important legal rulings of the 20th century, and often underrated and forgotten. Change can come. Justice can happen. Love does win. Love is not only about hearts and roses and Valentines. It's not only between partners or parents and children or friends. Love is also between us and our neighbors, and us and God, and between us and even our country. Love is about mutuality and what kind of world we want to live in, and how we're going to change it to be the world that reflects the love of God into that world. Can we love this world enough to make it into a world that reflects the world that God wants to love into being? I'll say that again. Can we love this world enough to make it into a world that reflects the world that God wants to love into being? My friends, love one another. Love your spouse, your children if you have them, your neighbors, your friends, your country, your world. I know that love is not always mutual, and I know how much it hurts when that is true. Love anyway. Love is never wasted or thrown away. Dare to love, even when you're not sure if it will be returned or even accepted. You won't know until you try. The power of love is that it changes things. I want to tell you a story. A young woman had a new neighbor in her apartment building, about 6 months or so. And this new neighbor had a habit of coming home about 9 or 10 at night and playing music loudly. Really loudly. It was music she liked, but by about 3 a.m. she'd had enough, So she finally wrote a note, a little sassy, a little kind, and it said that she liked the music, she liked the music, the progression, especially, the way it progressed from sort of dance music and R&B early on, a little danceable, a little fun, and then sort of progressed to quieter, sort of jazzy, bluesy kind of stuff later on, but still, 3 a.m. was awfully late for her pictures to be dancing on the walls and falling off, and for her to be kept awake by someone else's music. So, here's a pound cake that she had baked because she was awake anyway at 3 a.m., so she might as well be doing something. And could the music be kept down, please? Over the next few days, the music was turned down. And she got a note of thanks for the delicious cake. And the neighbor stopped by to thank her personally. Well, he turned out to be a music video producer who was checking tracks. He'd been, making videos during the day, so then he was coming home at night and checking music for the next day's shoot. Now, I don't know if they're dating. That would be the romance novel ending, of course, right? But it certainly shows the power of love over anger or revenge. She could have called the building manager. She could have left a nasty note. She could have confronted the neighbor with anger. She could have called the police. But she didn't do any of those things. She offered him love in the form of compliments for his taste in music and a cake that she had baked herself. I was up at 3 a.m. anyway. He responded with love, too, when he could have ignored it. He could have just tossed the cake in suspicion. What did she put in that cake? Or just eaten it and not responded at all. Or simply turn the music down. But he tried the cake. After all, she had baked it for him. Complimented her on the cake, turned the music down, thanked her for the cake, and then stopped by in person to thank her as well. Mutuality. In a small thing. Love. In a small thing. In a small way. The power of love showing up. This is how it is done. And this is what Mary meant. God has scattered the proud. God has lifted up the humble. The hungry will be filled. The oppressed will receive justice, and the prisoner will go free. The power of love, born at Christmas. My friends, dare to love in all God's names. Amen.
Amen.